Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Everything Motor Racing podcast. I hope you had a good week. It's episode 69. Well, hey, nice. Well, hey. We are joined by Lauren from the Sighting Lab. Hello, Lauren. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's just Lauren this time. Replacing Cameron for this week.
Nice sub.
Yeah.
And taking off the subs bench, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You just picked you up off the bench. But yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. Jacob, 69, please. Riders with number 69.
Well, there's only one rider who comes to mind straight away, and
of course,
Hayden.
Yep, legend.
In peace.
Yep, Riding Paradise.
Tom Amos.
Yeah, good choice.
And that's about it for me.
Okay, have you got any?
I have got more, but go on, I'd love. I'll leave some.
Okay. Have you got any, Lauren?
Oh.
Okay.
Last time Lauren was on, I took them all and didn't leave any on the table, so I thought I'd better be nice.
Yeah, I forgot about this, so I wasn't prepared. I'd completed, and then you started, and I was like, I've not done any research into this, and I've completely forgotten to think of riders with this number, so I've shot myself in the foot slightly. But Nicky Hayden would have been the one, obviously.
Yeah, Nicky's the most famous one. You've got a few others. You got Hayden Gillim in Motor America, Marcus Ruder in the rookies, and the Chev. You got Reese Irwin in British Superbikes, and you got Brad Clark, who's like part of Powerslide Motorcycles, who races also in like the No Limits kind of series. But yeah, I think that's everything. But we'll kick this podcast off with the biggest talking point, I think, of the last week, which is that Ducati have finally confirmed their 2023 MotoGP factory lineup of Francesco Bagnaia and Enea Bastianini.
Yep, correct call.
Okay. So do you both think it's a correct call, or?
Yeah, well, I think so.
Definitely.
Based on what he's just said, I would definitely have to say I think we have the same opinion here, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. It's he just done better with lesser equipment last year, and now with still lesser equipment, outperforming Martin. And let's be real, it is outperforming because his finishes have been better even when Martin has finished. Like I don't see how they could have picked Martin at this point. Enea left him no choice. It's that simple.
I think, honestly, if we'd had this predicament last year, I maybe could have seen Martin a bit more because they're both rookies. You know, don't really know. Martin obviously had the injury and stuff last year that had a massive part to play in it, whereas this season, just how you could ever try and compare the two, Enea's just been a head and shoulders above Martin. And yeah, there's not really much to say. Their performance have showed everything you need to know. And I know Enea hasn't been the most consistent, and there has been races where he hasn't performed. But even if you just look at the 3 race wins, which would be enough for me as a team boss to sign him, you know, he's literally blown Martin out of the water this season. And I didn't really think it was much of a choice. I always thought that it should have gone to him. Although in saying that, I sort of thought that they were going to pick Martin. I had no real sources to back it up, but just what I was hearing. And it seemed like it was definitely swaying his way. And obviously he's in the Pramac seat now, which makes the most sense to move up. But yeah. I think Enea was always going to be the right choice. My heart was always with Enea.
Yeah, the thing is as well, there was whispers at the start of the season that Martin had already signed, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Which was sort of went away pretty quickly when Enea won at Qatar.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird talk, but like even as the season's drawn on, it was like oh no, it's definitely Martin. Like I was under the impression it was definitely Martin because I don't know who told me, but somebody was like, oh no, it's definitely Martin. But then I guess Ducati, they're quite lucky in the fact that they could pick and choose. Like I can guarantee Martin probably was at the lead of the chase for a little while, and then Enea, and then Martin, and it's kind of like jumped between the two. It's a tricky one with Martin because this time last year, after the Austrian races and after his form, it would have been compared to Enea, it'd have been a no-brainer to go Martin. You know, Enea hadn't had the podiums at Misano yet, and Enea was still kind of bedding into the class, whereas Martin was just excelling. And it just seems like Martin's just taken a step back this year. I don't know if there's a pressure or obviously he did say...
I don't think it's a step back. I think he's plateaued, whereas others have improved.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
That's the problem.
Yeah, because the end of the day, in MotoGP, you have to keep making those steps forward, and Martin just hasn't. Obviously, this injury that he had has played a major part in it. Obviously, the injuries are back at Portimao. Mentally, physically, it's just he has struggled, and he's picked up a number of DNFs earlier this year. Obviously, he's got his 2 podiums, but he's just kind of, I don't know, he kind of, I don't know, it's a weird one. It's like his head's just gone a little bit, and I don't know where it is. And whereas Enea is still only 6th in the championship, which is, I'll say only 6th in the championship, which is amazing. He's like 3 places above Martin. He's got 3 victories to his name, but unfortunately, the pair of them, I don't know.
You're going to say it should have been Zarco.
No, well, this is the thing, right?
I thought that for a while. I was like, why is Zarco not in the mix
Yeah,
here?
Zarco should have been in the mix, but I just still think letting Jack Miller go is stupid.
Stupidest decision ever. No, honestly, like, I was saying this in our podcast. I think it was last week we mentioned it, and it was sort of the talk about, obviously, we still don't know who has the seat, but now obviously it's confirmed. But it was sort of like Jack Miller is there with Pecco Bagnaia this year. He's never really been that much of a step behind Pecco. In my mind, it really didn't make much sense to just chuck him out like that. I'm really confused by that decision for them just to dump him so quickly, because I think that if he'd had that support behind him, he would probably perform better if he'd had, a secured Ducati contract, whereas he has no ties to Ducati now, obviously going to KTM. He has nothing to owe that team. That could affect performances down the line, and it could affect Pecco's championship. I don't think it will, but you never know. And I think it was a very stupid decision just to chuck Jack out like that. I think he's a fantastic rider, and I think he could have done a lot for that team going forward. I think.
See, that's where I differ, because I think it was a great decision to replace Miller with Enea, because I don't think Miller will ever actually compete with Pecco. He's thereabouts.
Pecco's definitely the better rider.
But thereabouts is not good enough in a factory squad. You need to be there, and Enea will be there. But this is going to be the extra couple of percent he needs. Like Petrucci, going to be the extra couple of percentages he needs to step up. Except Enea, when he's already got 3 wins lower, Pet Trucks didn't have those.
No.
It's going to be a heck of a difference. He's going to be there with Pecco. Like, you could take that 6 in the championship at the minute. If he was on the red bike, that would be second.
Yeah, it's
no doubt.
It's an interesting one, because I think Ducati need to. They kind of have this thing where of course, they want to win the championship, and they kind of have this thing where they'll get rid of a second rider for an even faster rider. For example, when they swapped Iannone for Lorenzo, for example, they try and have 2 riders battling for the championship. And you can understand it from a team. Every team wants 2 riders that can battle for a championship, but they're not even trying to entertain the idea of having one guy battle for the championship whilst the other guy kind of helps him out, which is where Miller would come in, because he can take consistent seconds and thirds whilst Pecco is obviously winning the races. But, and the kind of the harmony that Pecco and Miller have, they spent 4 years together in the same box. They work really well together. They're kind of, I don't know, their relationship is really good. And
they get on well, you can tell.
Yeah, they're great teammates. And I mean, Pecco himself said it, that he wanted Jack to stay. And if that's not everything you need to know, I feel like as much as Jack is a great rider, he has done that performance a lot of times where he'll just back Pecco up. He'll stay behind him. He'll make sure he gets on the podium.
Well, that's why Pecco wants him, because he knows he can beat him.
But whereas we've seen Enea, I know obviously they're in different teams, but even earlier this year in some of Enea's wins, gone past Pecco with every intention to win that race. And I think that could cause problems in the Ducati garage, because obviously at the minute Pecco is the number 1 rider. If Enea comes in and starts outperforming Pecco, what do you do in that situation? If you have 2 really fast riders that want the championship, it starts to get difficult. And I obviously think that Enea is going to want to come in and prove himself and want to be the top rider. But Pecco obviously has that spot at the minute. And I think it'll be a very difficult dynamic if that's the way it goes. And I obviously think it will go that way, because Enea is very fast.
Yeah.
And I
that's what I was going to say, yeah.
He's going to start strong.
He'll end up
definitely
taking points off of Pecco, Enea, for example.
Yeah.
Like if they want Pecco to win a championship and Enea is taking points off of him, like at Le Mans, and then Enea is inconsistent, comes back again, and suddenly he's like 10th, 4th, 6th, and Pecco's there, but he loses the championship by say 15 points, and it's the points that Enea is taking off of him. you kind of need that one guy to take up the points and the second guy to just be there as a little backup. Whereas...
The problem there, though, is I don't think that's going to be the issue. I think the issue is going to be whether Pecco takes points off Enea for the championship next year.
I think it's going to be a clash of egos because Pecco doesn't like, already has said publicly, doesn't like the idea of Enea in the garage. You've got two very fast Italians.
Yeah, because he knows he's not going to be able to beat him comfortably every weekend.
Yeah,
like
it's pressure.
Yeah,
it's added pressure that he hasn't had.
Yeah, like it's horrible to say about Miller because he's still a fantastic rider, but he's just not the elite level. He's not an alien. Enea
have to look at Pecco though with Fabio, not even his teammate, just a rival, and that's Fabio on a much lesser bike and how Pecco has dealt with Fabio before, and he bottles it, and it's so clear that that's what happens when he is put under pressure by Fabio Quartararo. He completely bottles it. What's going to happen when your teammates actually coming every week? So not only have you got the likes of Fabio Quartararo, Alicia Spargo, but now your teammate, the guy that you're trying to work together with, also on your back, which he's never had to deal with before with Jack. That's an even bigger added pressure. And then obviously there's going to be the garage are going to have issues with it. Team bosses are going to have issues with it. It adds so much more that he doesn't.
Yeah.
And obviously, well, we'll see how this championship goes first before we start saying all this. But the way he's acted in situations when he's been put under pressure by other riders makes me worried how he's going to act when he's put under by his own teammate, who isn't going to back down. And Enea's not going to sit there and go, I'm going to be number 2 rider, because what would be the point of being in a
He's going to be number 1 rider.
Yeah.
It's that simple. He's from the off next year, he's going to beat Pecco because Pecco only performs when there's no pressure, as you've just said. If Pecco manages to come back and close it to within a race win, then we've got a championship. But based on what we've seen, and that's never been Pecco's MO to fold. He's normally been solid as a rock.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Pecco's a strange one because he kind of...
Yeah, he's an enigma.
He's quite fragile, but then when he's in the zone, he is just unbelievable.
Unbeatable.
But he wasn't like that in Moto 3 and Moto 2, was he? He was solid as a rock mentally.
So in Moto 2, when he was wildly consistent, and I think he went a full season, 2018, where I think he didn't crash. At all.
At least not in a race.
Yeah, at least not in a race. He just didn't crash. He gained this reputation of just not crashing. You look at his championship winning season in Moto 2, and there's so many wins and stuff in there. And when he's not there, he's still maybe second, third. Obviously, there is the odd result where he's outside the top 10.
Well, his second or third ever result in Moto 2 was a podium, wasn't it?
Fourth, and he backed.
Sheer talent.
He did 2 podiums, and he's always had this career where when he's in the zone, he's there. But when he's out of that zone, it's like he kind of wavers around the zone, but then every so often he'll get in that zone. Like you saw from, obviously, Aragon last year, where he wasn't off the podium at all, apart from that crash, obviously, at Misano, where he crashed at P1. And then this year he started again, and he's outside that zone, and now he's in that zone again, and he just, he's got P1 in, I think that's Catalonia. No, it's Jerez. P1 Jerez, then DNF in Le Mans, and then P1 Mugello, DNF Catalonia, DNF Germany, and then again P1, P1, P1. He's either winning or crashing, and because he's in that zone.
Before Giro effect.
Yeah, the thing is, Enea, I think Enea's a weird one because Enea has this. He's just consistently been wildly inconsistent throughout his career. You look at his Moto 2 and 3 days. In Moto 3, he should have been a champion multiple times. He was so good on that Gresini Honda, unbelievably good. And then he obviously faltered when he changed teams and it didn't work very well. But he was so good, but he was so inconsistent. And so he'd lose the championship by massive amounts of points. And then in Moto 2, yes, he's a Moto 2 world champion, but he had 7 podiums that year in a 15 round season. And then most of the results are he's got a few outside top 10s again, and it came down to that year was who really wanted to win it.
Everybody threw it away.
Yeah, because Sam Lowe's crashed out, and then Marini didn't have enough points really. And I don't want to say Enea was lucky because he wasn't. He won the title, but you don't get lucky to win a title. You have to be there to get it. But it's just wildly inconsistent, and all I can see with Enea and Martin is their inconsistency causing them to lose a title by taking points away from Pecco in the important moments. But
the thing about that is, why would you, if you were Enea, you won a Qatar, you think, all right, fair enough, you know what I mean? First round of the season, affects nothing. really. Like, if it comes to it and Pecco loses the title by, say, 5 points, then yeah, okay. But, like, as the season's gone on, it's been looking more and more like Pecco cannot win the title. At that point, if I was Enea, I would be thinking, oh, well, actually, he's not going to win the title. It doesn't matter if I take points off him. I might as well go for the win. No, Pecco's dug his own hole in this, in my opinion. So I don't think you can blame Enea or any other Ducati rider for going for the win. Because Enea's already thrown it Pecco, he's already thrown it away, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're there to win. I mean, Gigi has said today that team orders will now be enforced, kind of thing, and no one's allowed to touch Pecco. And I think Ducati are very favour. Yeah, I hate it. I think Ducati are very much in favour of team orders when it comes to a title. But out of Enea and Jorge Martin, I couldn't see Martin putting together a title fight. I could see Enea doing it.
I could, like, it's that simple. Of all the Ducati stable right now, the only 2 riders who you could see doing it are Pecco and Enea.
Zarco.
So that's why they both Zarco. Yeah, right. Let's let Zarco win a race, then we'll talk about that.
I do think, though, right?
You cannot do an Alzamora in this era. You just can't.
No, I've got to say though, give it 2 years, I'd be putting Luca Marini on it if he carries on like this.
I'd be putting Bez on it before Luca.
Would you?
100%.
I think
Bez will win a MotoGP title by 2028. Put it out there right now.
What's hell?
Straight up.
I think that's a good take. I think he'll be battling for championships. I would really want to see it, but I don't see him winning championships. I'm in a really weird mindset of the minute of I don't really see who is winning championships. I mean, Fabio's got a good shot at holding on to it this year.
Yeah.
The bike's terrible. I don't see Aleix winning it as much as I would love to see that. I don't see Pecco winning it. So yeah, Fabio has the best shot. But see, after that, I have no idea how the next few years are going to play out because no one really seems to want to take control. I think if Fabio was on a better bike, yes, possibly, but you've got the likes of Pecco Bagnaia on the best bike on the grid and he's not capitalising on it. I really don't see how the championships are going to play out in the next few years. I mean, obviously we have sprint races coming in, which is a whole different kettle of fish, but like...
We also have a fully fit Marc Marquez.
Yeah, we do.
Well, do we? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I know he's got the go-ahead to ride, but is
he'd be stupid to come back, don't get me wrong, before 2023, like, in my opinion. If you were to say to Marquez, look, you ain't coming back, which is what they should do. Honda should say, look, you ain't coming back till next year.
Yeah.
Go sit in your hands, deal with it. It's happening. Because they need to protect their investment at the end.
But they're not saying that, and that's the problem.
Yeah, they're trying to push him back. Part. If anything, they're desperate for it.
Yeah. This is honestly as desperate as you are. It's not worth sacrificing Marquez. It's not.
No,
they're going to ruin it.
Yeah,
and it'll be no fault of his own because he's obviously going to get the green light to go, and he's going to the team wants him back, and he's going to say, "Yeah, let's do it." And then we're just going to be back in this same position. But he said it himself: if it happens one more time,
and it could happen before the season if he comes back too early. That's the big issue.
Yeah,
like I just tell him to go pound sand if he said I went. Like if I was Honda, as bad as Honda have been right now, this season's already a write-off. Why bother bringing him back now? What's the point?
I think to bring him back for maybe Misano test, I think, which has been rumored for ages. Yes. But that's next week, and I'm like, oh no, I don't think so. But bring him back for testing. Like when Bradl goes out, if he can test, because obviously he's a fully fledged rider, and there's obviously rules around that. But bring him back for tests. Let Marquez, because they're trying to build a good bike for next year. Otherwise, because they are obviously Honda in trouble. I can guarantee you, like Honda's shareholders and Red Bull and Repsol will all be kicking off as well about it. They're putting all this money into sport. They need results. It's Repsol Honda, But I think going back to Lauren's point about, you're not sure who will be in the next few years. It's a weird one because you look back through history and there's always been kind of one guy or a number of guys that you're like every time, like it's been the Marquez era since back to 2013. Then you had a few years where it was like Stoner and Lorenzo winning, flip-flopping, and then you had Rossi, and then you had before that Mick Doohan, and then you had you've got your Wayne Rainey's, and then it obviously went to like Agostini, and you've always had that one guy who's untouchable. And now with the Marquez looking a bit iffy, there's no guy on that grid who is untouchable. Fabio is touchable. He's got, you can he's got obviously his suit of armor, and you can pierce it. There are ways that it can be pierced. Whereas you look at 2019 Marquez, and you weren't getting through to that.
No,
you know,
the thing is though, I think that's credit actually. Like we slated the hell out of him on the last pod, but I think that is credit to Dorna in this, that they've created such a close championship with the rule set, etc., that nobody can stand out.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
That is the whole point. I do, because it's, you know, you can perform on pretty much anything, but you can't overperform on many things. And I think that's how a championship should be. It should be equal. You know, and then the rider talent will shine through eventually. Yeah. But to get to the point of like Recco's points total, for example, like Marquez, that's never going to happen again with these rules. No chance. Yeah. Like I think that's the best thing they've done is close up the field, because even a guy who's like potentially 12th can step up, shine, even if he's not winning. But you know, he's not standing out like massively. You can tell he's not the best rider in the field, kind of thing.
I think, but even when you talk about the likes of having like the Marquez era and stuff like that, in that, even though Marquez was winning the championship, battles that you have between Rossi, Marquez, Lorenzo, even back to, yes, when Stoner was about, like, there was always a group of people battling. I mean, Dovi was in there in the later years of the Marquez era as well. Like, there's always been that group of people battling, and I don't know whether it's just the racing at the minute or if we just don't have the right pool of riders, but we don't have that at the minute.
No.
We've got Fabio Quartararo, who's leading the championship, and no one who really wants to take it to him, seemingly. Like,
they're all just happy to just clear off.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, but what you've got to think there is we're going faster than ever. As you gain speed, as you gain speed, the margins are much finer in both gaps in lap times and in the razor's edge of staying on the bike.
That's the issue, though, that we've talked about it a lot between ourselves on the Siding Lap podcast, and it is just the fact of, do we need to have this high speed? I'd rather take it back, not have as much high speed, not have as much aero that you need for the high speed, and get close racing again. Because I'd rather see that group of people and not knowing who's going to win the championship, or have someone dominate and have some of the closest battles ever, like the 2019 season was incredible to watch.
Yeah,
I would rather take that top speed back, take all the aero off the bikes, and just let them race.
The thing there, though, is what the other side of that is, that the technology now is so good, so it's basically the pinnacle. Like, it is the actual pinnacle of bike racing, always has been. Now, if you were to take the aero off the bikes, everything else is so developed that one innovation can give you a second a lap without that aero. Like, if you were to find a chassis improvement that nobody else did, gain a second a lap, that's the end of it. Whereas now, with the rule set, etc., if you find something, it's so minute, it can give you a couple of places, a couple of seconds over the race distance, but over one lap, it's minuscule, and that's where they've tweaked it so well, because there's still innovation. There's still things in MotoGP that you wouldn't even dream of seeing. Like look at the rear wheel scoop, the swing arm scoop. Who would have thought in their wildest dreams that he could use that for aero, despite them saying it was tire cooling?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's like, it's brilliant. There's so many brilliant minds in MotoGP, and they are all working overtime to try and bring the best stuff in. And then you've got the problem of, if with that, whoever develops the best bike, it's clearly the best bike, but it's not clearing off the best bike. Whereas, like in 2005, 2008, for example, the winning gaps on the podium were like 20 seconds apart, because the best bikes were such improvements over their predecessors. Well,
it's like Mick Doohan, where they'd win races like 30 seconds. I think Mick Doohan has the record for like the longest race wins ever. Like, and Agostini would be that far ahead. I think in terms of the racing overall, there needs to be, we don't wonder why the viewing figures are dwindling. It's because the racing's boring. You watch it, but and you're like,
boring. That's the problem. It's boring because they've had to create close racing.
They have, but it's close in the free.
It's hard to follow.
The thing is, though, it's close on the free practices and stuff, but in the races, it's not that close.
It's close, yes. They're all maybe finishing within a certain amount of time of each other, and all the lap times and stuff are very similar, but it's not close in terms of excitement.
Yeah.
I mean, Moto 3, as much as it is crazy and something needs to be done in that class, it is the class that I look forward to watching on a Sunday.
Yeah.
MotoGP is just on, I watch it and I really like it and I've loved it for years, but this is the least excited I've been about it in a very long time. Whereas it used to be the other way around. Even Moto 2 at the minute has produced fantastic races. And you just have to look at the Red Bull Ring last week to see that, Moto 3 was fantastic, Moto 2 was fantastic, and the MotoGP was a good race, but it wasn't as good as the other two, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think that, if you want for your figures, you need to get back to the racing that we used to have. Of course, it's a big bonus that we had the likes of Valentino Rossi and Marc Marquez and these big names. What you need to do now is create those big names in the likes of Fabio Quartararo, Pecco Bagnaia, but also create the racing that went with it. Rossi wouldn't be iconic if he didn't race the way he raced.
Yeah.
But the problem is, I don't think it's a talent thing because as I said, we're going faster.
Well, talents, it's no question of talent. The bar's never been higher. It's just, it's no coincidence that the MotoGP's viewing figures are dwindling and the World Superbike's figures are growing, because you look at the World Superbike races and they're just electric every time, absolutely crazy. There's an obvious reason why that balance is tipping in direction of World Superbike, because the racing is unbelievable. They've still got wings on their bikes. Their bikes are still at hugely high levels, and there's only really 3 guys dicing out every time. But the races are just that absolutely mental that you do tune in every week because you can't miss it. It's kind of it's become one of those events where it's unmissable. Whereas
I think the
MotoGP
big issue we've got is I never foresaw MotoGP having an F1 problem of dirty air, because it's just been unthinkable. Even as close as 2014, for example, you saw Ducati introduce the wings, and you thought, okay, but it never disturbed anyone behind. Now they're doing the F1 thing of disturbing people behind them, and that's what they need to tweak. They need to tell them, look, you can design as much aero as you want within the regs, but if it's found to create turbulent air behind, we ain't having it. That's all they need, because it must be bloody difficult. I can't imagine riding into turbulence at 200 mile an hour. Can you imagine?
There was a clip of Vinales at the Red Bull Ring nearly knocking Luca Marini off his bike, because you watch the slow-mo and he just gets sucked in behind his bike, and he sort of has to take evasive action then, and it's just
that's always going to happen. The aero forces at 150, 200 mile an hour, even on a non-wing bike, are huge. So we don't need to add to that. I love the aero. As a prototype man, I love the aero. I love the innovation. The things they are doing are just mind-blowingly good. You shouldn't be able to go as fast on 2 wheels as they do. But then the trade-off is to protect that investment of how much you're putting in on aero. Why not? If you're not told, oh, you can't design it this way to disturb someone behind, why would you not? It just makes sense. That's why something needs to be in the rules of, because it's going to disturb. Make no mistake, there's going to be some disturbance, but it should be a measurable amount. At the minute, there's nothing.
Another big problem is then that you're saying that obviously you're very interested in the aero and how the bike is set up. I am interested. I have no idea how a bike is set up, mind you, and I'm not very knowledgeable in the aero and how bikes are set up. It's something that I definitely want to learn more about. But then that's most viewers. If you get a person and sit them down on a Sunday to watch a race, they aren't going to know how a bike is set up. They're not going to care about aero. They're not going to care about top speed or anything like that. They're going to care about the close battles. So I think as much as it is exciting to see all the aero and stuff like that, when you're already an established fan and you understand that, then it's great. And regulations like that are really interesting to keep a track of. But if you want fewer figures to go up, it still is that question of, well, if you sit someone down on a Sunday, what are they going to be interested in? The aerodynamics of the bike or
what's going on track and
crazy racing?
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the problem they've got, which is the one is affecting the other.
Yeah, well, that's why with Superbikes, you know who's going to win. It's going to be one of those 3 guys.
Yeah. But how are they going to win? I don't know.
Exactly. I mean, they'd be better having a running race
Oh,
in
yeah.
World Superbikes. Like, I'd love to see that because
It's crazy.
you know,
It's just like, because you see some of the moves they make, and because it is close, and you get
Like even Supersport.
Yeah, even
Tommy's
Supersport,
won
like
everything, and it's still interesting.
yeah, it's still good, and you have these scraps are in the Premier Class and MotoGP. It's just a case of I don't know. I don't know. It's just a bit. Something needs to be done.
It
yeah.
is. It's very. I mean, looking at the Red Bull ring, Pecco got to the front, and that was it. That was the race. The most exciting thing was one move that Fabio Quartararo made on Jack Miller.
Yeah,
there was a few crashes. Luca Marini was having some good moves, but other than that, it wasn't an exciting race. And
we lost our firework, didn't we, in Enea Bastianini? Because he was going to be able to take it to Pecco.
But we still don't know if he would have. You'd like to think he could have. We still obviously there's.
I see no reason why, but we were denied the chance to even find out, weren't we? And I think it wasn't so much Pecco getting to the front; it was Miller getting to second that really threw it off, because Miller is a protector. We know this now. It's already his role. Like he's not going to go for the race win if Pecco's winning. We knew this from like Jerez. So
that's what I didn't like about it afterwards. He was like, "Oh, Pecco was just too good." Did you give it a good enough of a chance?
Now I do believe him on that, because I do think he wasn't good enough to catch Pecco, but he's also going to provide rear gunner, isn't he?
Yeah,
it's like even Dios Miller posted a meme of Jack Miller sat behind the rear gunner, which I thought was great.
Yeah,
but
like he's always going to play that role, even if he could have competed with Pecco. But I do 100% believe that he couldn't stick with Pecco because he's not as good as him.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Right. So, talking of Pecco, currently he has 3 race wins in a row. He now joins an exclusive club of riders to win 3 consecutive races in a row. Those riders in the Premier Class in the MotoGP era to win 3 races in a row are Jorge Lorenzo, Danny Pedrosa, Casey Stoner, Marc Marquez, and Valentino Rossi. All the aliens, coincidentally, which is as you'd expect, to be honest. The fact that Pecco Bagnaia is in that group for a stat like that is mind-blowing to me.
What's even more mind-blowing is Fabio isn't.
Yeah.
That's what I was just about to say. Yeah.
Which is crazy, yeah, that Fabio isn't. He will be there. If his arm pump hadn't played him last year, he'd have it. But with that, we're going to Misano this weekend, where he has a chance to win 4 in a row, which then puts him in the same group as Marquez, Valentino Rossi, and Jorge Lorenzo, with no other rider winning more than 4 races in a row in MotoGP, which again is incredible. So I'm just going to talk about Pecco at Misano a minute, because we're going to Misano. He's on form. He's in that little bubble I mentioned earlier on. His Misano record is absolutely outstanding. He's always doing promo days there for Ducati. He's always riding his V4 around there. He also likes to crash there, as we've seen. So, is Pecco Bagnaia a certain winner this weekend, or shall we brace for a surprise?
To say the same thing, yeah. Like, I think me and Lauren have got the same opinion, yeah. That is, I look at it, I think it's going to be Enea.
You think
I have been slated so many times for having this opinion on Pecco Bagnaia. I understand why. There's obviously a lot of big fans of him out there. But I just think when it comes to those pressure moments, and I think this is a pressure moment
this is pivotal. This is make or break weekend.
So. I
don't think it's pivotal, but I think considering how pivotal it was last year, that he dumped down the road and Fabio won the championship. I always think Fabio was winning the championship last year. I think no matter how hard Pecco tried, he was never going to get close enough. But this season, it's very different. There is still obviously a gap, a considerably smaller gap, but we're coming to the same place where you threw it all away last year. I just think there's going to be a lot, and he could completely prove me wrong. And this is the thing. We're getting 2 options here. He's either winning the race convincingly or he's dumping it down the road. And there's not going to be any.
He will podium, but Enea will beat him around here, fair and square.
So you think Enea with a freshly signed contract is going to win?
Yeah, 100%. And do you want to know why?
Take each other out.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Let me tell you why. Right? Look at Enea last year.
Yeah.
Around Misano. Misano is the Enea place.
He loves Misano.
Like he's always been excellent around Misano, no matter what you put him on.
Yeah.
Like, he'd be fast around there on a
Well,
pedal.
it was
scooter, you know what I mean?
obviously last year it was where he got his 2 podiums, and that was on a 2-year-old bike. And
yeah, that was on a bike that didn't turn.
he's going to have so much confidence this weekend. Now it's going to be absolutely brimming with it.
I don't think there's going to be any question of team orders this weekend, because Pecco is not going to get close enough to Enea to enact them. It's that simple. Enea's going to clear off 20, 25 seconds up the road.
Nah, I can't. I think Pecco has everything to lose.
Enea will grab a pole, right? Now he knows he can do it.
Yeah, but now Marini will get
grab
pole.
a pole.
Marini
He'll grab
likes
a pole this weekend, right?
Yeah,
He'll go into
qualified
T1
last year.
first, right? And then before you know it, bam, gone. I'm telling you that's what's going to happen this weekend. This is going to be a boring ass race, because Enea is just going to clear off, and you're going to see which way he went. Tell him.
Nah, I disagree. I think it's going to be Pecco's.
Okay, but you're allowed. But let's revisit this next week after the race.
Yeah.
And when I'm right, I will expect, a full, on the pod, be like, oh, you were right.
No, you're not right. It's going to be Pecco. I think it is, for me, this is Pecco's race to lose now. I think all the cards now are lining up for it to be a Pecco race win. And unless he stacks it again, which he has done, because he stacked it when he was on the Pramac because of a tear off, in inverted commas, handing Vinales the victory.
They never found that tear off. Weird.
Yeah, very strange. And then obviously he crashed last year because Marquez was pushing him. All he needs is a rider like, even if it's Fabio pushing him, and we could see a mistake from
But he'll
Pecco.
be for second.
Nah, what if Enea's pushing him and he causes him to crash?
It's because Enea won't push him, because he'll already be ahead.
I would like this to come down to the point where we actually have Fabio and Pecco battling with each other.
That's the thing. Like you've said
Me
earlier,
too.
like
I'd love to see
We
it.
haven't
but
seen
it won't
it.
we
be
haven't
first.
seen it. We don't see
I don't care
battles
where
anymore.
it's for.
Like I remember the last battle I think we saw was Aragon last year with Pecco versus Mark. But then since then, there's nothing. You don't see the championship contenders fighting with each other. Like
Well, can you imagine following that
in
Ducati
Germany?
on the Yam?
Did we? We had it in Germany.
Yes, because Fabio overtook him, and what happened? Pecco crashed
That's
because he
true.
lost his head.
But-
that could have been the most iconic race of the season, but it wasn't because of Pecco's mentality. I think if Fabio and Pecco can have a close race, like an actual close race with each other, that will determine who's going to win the championship.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
Fabio
the
beats
problem-
Pecco this weekend, it's Fabio's championship. If Pecco beats Fabio this weekend, it's Pecco's championship.
Well, the thing is, I think Pecco will beat Fabio because of the VR46 Academy. They'll all be on
'cause you've got
Ducatis.
6
They all-
Italians that are going to be behind you.
It's going to
that's
be a
it.
hell of a hunting ground for
Franco
the Ducatis.
Morbidelli is going to be back. It's
Like-
going to be
Yeah.
it's going to be magic,
I
isn't it?
fully expect a top 5 in Ducati in qualifying.
Oh yeah, it'll be
We-
a lockout.
And then, once that happens, it's a short run to T1. That Yamaha ain't going to be able to do much. Fabio's maybe going to grab 4th, 5th, but I can't see Fabio getting near Pecco.
And Leisha's going to
I can't
send
see
it
Pecco-
under all of them and just clear off into the distance.
Yeah, well, that's right. Alish will be the
He's gonna be
flying
the-
the for
he's gonna be
Ducati,
the
not
thorn.
Fabio this
It'll
weekend.
be their thorn on their side. He'll be the non-nominally
getting near Pecco.
whatever you say.
Pecco ain't getting near Enea, and Alish is probably going to be the interim between them. He's going to be like the guy who separates them in the boxing.
But even if Pecco does well in this race, or Enea, whoever you want it to be, I did say that if Pecco wins, it'll be his championship. Fabio wins, it'll be his championship. But then at the same time,
You could be right though, because Pecco could win. And if he does, there's a good chance Fabio could be 7th or 8th.
Yeah.
but
this
this
race.
is what I'm thinking. Is there enough that I don't even know how big the gap is, which is bad, but is there enough for
47 points, is it not?
42. Wait, to Pecco or to Alish?
Pecco?
Fabio and Pecco is 44.
44, yeah.
You wonder if there's enough time for Pecco to make enough performances to actually claw that much out of Fabio, because Fabio very rarely makes mistakes. He's made his mistake in Aston. I don't see him making more.
He needs.
But the thing is, as well, I'm seeing you were both discounting Alish in this title fight.
Yeah.
And But go into the flyaways where experience is going to matter.
Because
it's going to be a different story.
Fabio performed well in a lot of the flyaways in 2019.
But my point is, Fabio didn't have a championship on the line at that point.
No, and he never actually won any.
And he wasn't a
Fabio
fast rider.
You know, he should have won Thailand.
He should have.
But let's be
Marquez.
real. That's going to be... Like, whether you like it or not, that's going to play on his mind.
Oh, yeah. Thing is...
Aleix is going to have the experience at Motegi, at Sepang, which is his favourite circuit, Aleix. You know, at Thailand, where I imagine the Aprilia is going to shine. It's a very Aprilia circuit.
My thing, right? Sorry, carry on.
I think we're going to come back into Valencia within a race win of each other, and all three of them. And then Pecco throws it away. Fabio wins the title. Aleix just about misses
it. And Marquez swoops in and just annihilates it.
And there's Marquez, the steel chain.
Yeah. But when you look at it, right, so you got Misano this weekend, which is obviously going to be Pecco that's going to win it. Shut up, Jacob. Then you got Aragon, which Pecco won last year. Then you go to the flyaways, which you got obviously Japan, Thailand, Austria, Malaysia. At Malaysia, I can see Ducati absolutely winning that because of the straights.
Nah, I can see Aprilia winning.
Yeah, Aprilia because they've got top speed.
Whether it's Aleix or not, I can see maybe...
Yeah.
Like, this is my other point of Misano, which gets me onto it. I think we're discounting Maverick this weekend as well.
We are.
Yeah.
This is where he came on the Aprilia for the first time. Instantly on the pace.
Yeah.
Quick round year. One round year.
He did.
Not too long ago.
But my point is, when we go roll it back a bit, so we've got obviously the last two European rounds before Valencia, then you got the flyaways. So Pecco is now a factory Ducati rider. Last time he was there, he was a Pramac. Fabio last time was a Petronas, and now he's a factory. Neither of the two have ever fought for a championship on the other side of the world in these key rounds. Neither has Aleix.
For the win, though.
Sorry?
Neither is Aleix, but Aleix has run.
Fabio's
challenged.
So Fabio has changed completely. Fabio is a different rider, but how he will cope, because it's all different. Because like you look at Qatar, he was 9th, Indonesia 2nd, Argentina and America, he was 8th and 7th, and then as soon as we're back in Europe at Portimao, bang, he wins his race.
I think it's worth pointing out that Pecco's best result on the Pramac
was 4th at Phillip Island as a rookie and nearly got a podium.
Yeah, and that was a flyaway. Like, I do maintain Aleix's experience.
Aleix's experience will absolutely pull it together.
He's like, because whether you like it or not, it's still bloody hard to go to the other side of the world, regardless of who you are.
For 5-6 weeks at a time.
Yeah. You know, and the heat, the different cultures, different food. Aleix thrives.
Aleix is going to get banned because he's going to eat a dodgy steak in Malaysia, and it's just going to go to shit.
Yeah.
Then Aleix has family. You know, that could play into it. Not necessarily.
Yeah,
you never know. There haven't been all the races this season. I know he likes to have them a lot, but then if they're not there, that could play massively into
every year they've been at the flyaways though, so I don't think that's going to matter.
Depends.
Like, Aleix has a private jet, for God's sake. He'll be fine.
Yeah, but it's interesting to see, because I think, like I said earlier, for me, I think this round is key. If Pecco crashes out, then he's lost the championship. I can't see him recovering.
I agree with you there,
but if Pecco wins and Fabio is quite far down behind the Ducatis, and the championship lead maybe drops down to like around 30 points, I think it's fully on. But this result is key, I think, for heading that momentum in. Because if Pecco can pick up a 4th win in a row, knowing that he won Aragon last year against Marc Marquez, I think for them, Pecco, that is more than enough for him to go, I can do this.
Last year was a bit of an anomaly as well, though, in that Fabio hurt himself in qualifying at Aragon. We didn't get to see the full Fabio.
Yeah, because Fabio's good at Aragon.
Marquez wasn't fully fit.
No.
We didn't see the best Marquez there, because I honestly think if Marquez was obviously at his 100%,
you wouldn't see which way he went at Aragon.
Yeah. The thing is, Fabio's MotoGP record isn't great at Aragon. He got 5th in 2019. He got 18th because his bike had an issue in 2020. Then he had an 8th. Last year he had an 8th. Like, he's struggled. He's never had a podium at Aragon.
Last year. I think this Fabio is good for a podium at Aragon.
Yeah, this Fabio is. But again, there's 2 really long straights. And that Ducati and Aprilia are going to love that.
But we thought that, and yet he podiumed Mugello,
True.
We've thought that a lot of circuits. It's the thing, you show up and you go, this is not a circuit for Fabio Quartararo, and then
he gets a podium.
It does his thing.
Yeah, right, Fabio off at your peril this year.
Yeah.
I think, especially now that he's got the World Championship from last year, don't know what he's going to be like because we've never seen this Fabio Quartararo before. We can sort of guess, but
Like I as long as he doesn't hurt himself in qualifying again, I expect him to be thereabouts. The same as I expect him to be thereabouts here, but then stuck behind 60 Ducatis, that's going to be the big issue for him.
Yeah, it's going to be.
I don't think he will be though. I think he'll be
Misano
further
is
than
the
you
weird
think.
round because you know full well it's going to be a Ducati parade. More than Mugello. This is the Italian round for Ducati because all their riders ride there. It's just, World Ducati Week's held there. It's the Ducati place and they expect a result and they will get a result there.
Fourth in the second round last year.
Who are you on about? Sorry, I missed this.
Fabio when he won.
Because Enea duffed him up in the final corner, didn't he?
Yeah,
he did.
So he could have been on the podium.
He could have been on the
Enea
podium.
was better than him in the last.
Ducati beat him out. Like, a 2-year-old Ducati beat him out.
I think Fabio's good for a
podium. That's what they're
podium.
going to do on a good Ducati.
2 Hondas and a Ducati though.
Because Paul got on the front row, didn't he?
Yeah.
Got one. It was a Honda 1-2, wasn't it? In the first one, yeah. Shit, I forgot about that.
That's not going to happen this year. That's the problem.
No.
If that happens this year, right, then I quit.
It'd be Watanabe. He'll get pole and he'll win on the Suzuki.
Yeah, if it's wetty, right?
That's it.
No, the thing is, Taka has led at Misano before crashing.
Has he?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I remember him.
He did it and Aragon.
I remember leading Aragon for about 20 seconds, but
yeah, he's done bits at Misano as well.
I can't see Honda being anywhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. Who's to say the Honda worked at the start of the season? Who's to say it would? It's a weird bike.
Yeah.
Who's to say it wouldn't just come alive at Misano?
Yeah.
You just never know.
You don't know.
That's why I don't fully count out Honda any weekend because it could just work on that particular track.
Yeah.
You can't leave out anyone in saying that though. But then when you look at the second round of Misano last year, it was 2 Hondas and a 2-year-old Ducati. Where were the rest of the Ducatis? Fabio Quartararo was 4th.
Pecco was in the group. Pecco and Jack crashed.
Exactly. Out in front.
I don't think they'll make that same mistake again because 1, Michelin front tyre that bothered them is no longer in the rotation. 2, I can't see it being overly hot or overly cold.
Might rain.
You're going to love that.
That's going to be the big throwback. Yeah.
I can't wait to be sitting with my umbrella.
That's going to be the big thing, isn't it? Is if it will rain, because obviously it is forecast on the weekend, but not race day, as you said. So it's I think it's going to be perfect operating window for those Ducatis.
But that's what happened last year. It rained Friday, Saturday, and I'm not joking. Sunday was the nicest day of the whole weekend that we were there.
And that's what caused the crash, I think, was the fact that it was so hot.
And lack of dry setup.
It wasn't that hot. It seriously wasn't that hot. I don't know if
too hot for last year's Michelin soft, at least.
Yeah, it was about 18 degrees.
And they both crashed on the same corner as well.
Yeah, they're all crashing on that
last year.
It was right in front of me. It was mental. We seen Jack go down first, and I thought it was initially Pecco, and then for it to happen a couple laps later, and for it to be Pecco, the crowd obviously weren't happy about it. But then the realization that Fabio Quartararo won the championship. I mean, myself and Anik were the only two celebrating. Everyone else is crying,
because that sector, you've spent so much time on the right hand side of the
right, left.
But I think credit to Michelin, they've made a cracking tyre this year. We haven't talked about tyre issues all year, have we? Really? Aside from
Pecco had so many tyre issues last year. It was unbelievable.
And we have barely mentioned them this year, which I think is how Michelin want to operate. I don't think they want to be mentioned because it means they're doing such a good job that it's unusual. Because they got too much flack of giving a French rider good tyres and an Italian rider bad tyres. The overnight tyres, they got caught out, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Some of us tracking the flight number from the Michelin factory.
Yeah, naughty. Nah, that's just conspiracy, don't worry. Potentially, possibly, maybe. But we're trying to keep this podcast a little bit shorter because Jacob's hanging. So...
Oh, yeah. I'm always hanging.
We quickly will mention Moto 2 and 3 and then we'll do our predictions. I can't think of anything for Moto 2. I guess the fact that the championship is so close again, I think it's 1 point separating Fernandez and Algura. this weekend will be good to see. I think Fernandez will do quite well. Fernandez likes his place anyway. He's decent. Always been decent at Misano. But
yeah, Gura struggled last
year. He did. But the thing with Fernandez, I still worry about his consistency. That's my little worry with him.
That's my worry, but I think so far he's proven that you possibly shouldn't be worried.
Yeah, and
Gura is the king of consistency. Make no mistakes. He was in Moto3. You know, like someone think he's consistent as he was in Moto3. That's baffling. To then step it up and do the same in Moto2, incredible. If he can step it up even further in MotoGP in the future and perform at a consistent level like he has already,
yeah,
that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, that's it. And it'd be interesting to see how the speed ups go. Because
who do you think's replacing Remdog?
What, at Tech 3?
Yeah. You think Augusto's going to get it?
I think it might be Augusto. That's a rumour that it's Augusto, yeah. Because Remy has come out and said that he hasn't got a seat next year. which is
yeah.
Yeah, they absolutely refuse to confirm him in the press.
Yeah, and Miguel doesn't.
And now we know why.
Miguel last year didn't want to stay at KTM after this year. So
I don't think he has any other options, though.
No.
Is why he's now saying.
Well, RNF,
the RNF is the only thing, but then maybe they might go for Remy and Raul because they absolutely destroyed it in Moto2 last year. So there's no reason why, you know.
Yeah, they're good teammates. It would make sense if they did it. I would love to see that lineup.
Oh, I'd be so happy for the pairing.
They're a weird teammates, though. Like,
yeah.
There's some tension, but it's all Fernandez. Remy's just like,
but Remy just sits in the corner and gets the good results, you know, as Raul's just like, look at me, everybody, way.
But it's always like you see the bad things, like where he's accusing Ayo of giving Remy the best stuff and that.
Yeah.
And it's never Remy coming out and saying stuff, it's always Raul. And I'm just thinking, would you want to be teammates with that again? Like, deep down.
That's true.
Got the performances, I don't see why not. Like, if you got the results, I'd be teammates with anyone.
Yeah, that's it.
I wouldn't care who it was.
Like, if I was Remy right now and RNF was trying to sign me, I'd be thinking, please no.
Just put a wall in the garage. That's all I need. Just a little wall in the middle of it. It's fine.
Because that worked in 09, didn't it?
Yeah. But back to Moto2, I'm intrigued about the speed up this weekend and if we might see Furman back up there because he didn't actually race Misano last year. Yari did come back for one race last year. That was that before getting sacked.
And he got points, I believe.
Yeah, Yari did quite well on it, but Lopez is in a bit of form right now, and
a bit of a purple patch.
He was very good at Austria, and it seems like he's good at every track. Whereas historically with the speed up, no matter who was on it, it was a bit flaky. Some tracks it was really good, other tracks it really wasn't good. So
I think that remains to be seen because he's not been here all season.
Yeah, but with Lopez, I can see him that he's consistently good on each track. So I'm intrigued to see how well he'll do this weekend.
Yeah, I can see him being right. Did he not? No, it was Catalunya. Never mind. No. He was on the Pons bike when he at Catalunya.
No, that was Sachsenring.
Sachsenring. Yeah, it wasn't Misano. Like, I can take your point, but I think it does remain to be seen because Lopez has only been here for 6 rounds.
Yeah. Oh, and Yari Montella crashed last year.
I know he did well at some point. Maybe it was probably.
I don't know. Yeah, but he crashed.
He was up there in one session, I remember, because I remember thinking, see, this is why he should have kept his job.
And then he crashed and got sacked.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Moto2 will be interesting one to see about that. Maybe Aaron Canet can come back and potentially win a race.
Yeah.
But
he was close to winning there last year.
Sorry?
But he was close to winning there last year.
Yeah.
He ran out of fuel.
Yeah, he was, yeah. Oh, yeah, he was, yeah.
But that's the Aaron Canet story, isn't it? He's always been close.
He's like a nearly there, and he's always like a nearly.
Even as far back as Coulter in Moto3.
Yeah.
You know, he should have won that race by a country mile, but instead he decides to fly to the moon.
Well, to be fair, he should have won Coda this year.
Yeah, he should have won every. Yeah. He should have like 5-6 wins under his belt, but instead he has none.
Yeah, well, looking at...
I'm scared now, like for him, that he's never going to get it.
Well, looking at Misano...
A bit like Zarco at the minute in Moto.
Yeah, he's like a nearly man, isn't he? It's like Onshu in Moto3 as well. He's a nearly man.
I really don't want him to be the nearly man.
No.
But it's going that way.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, Aaron Canet was actually 3rd last year and Fernandez was 2nd. So...
Who won?
It was Sam in the Emilia Romagna, and then the actual Misano, it was Raul, Remy, and then Canet again.
I've been arguing with people in a different group
You,
chat.
Jacob arguing with people? Never. No.
Hold on. See what you think of my call here. I reckon Sam Lowe's will win a race before the end of the year.
Oh, God. I don't know.
Don't break my heart like that.
I think Lowe's will win a race over the flyaways.
Probably.
Possibly. Only to see his performance at Qatar at the start of the season.
Mm.
But
I
the
think he's
injury
gonna
and
do
stuff
well
like
at the
that, he's had the shittest luck
He's had
ever.
a
I've
horrendous
literally
year.
never seen someone have such bad luck.
John
in a
McPhee
season.
would argue, but...
Well, yeah, John's definitely the second place man in that situation, but
It must
I
be
don't
a
see
British
Sam
thing,
winning.
right?
Gotta be a
It
British
must be.
thing.
I hope
No,
not.
I can see
but-
it. I can see him winning a flyaway.
Potentially,
Definitely.
yeah, but maybe Phillip Island.
But PI is
Yeah.
going to be so interesting because
It's a weird
most
track.
of the field,
It's
but
always a
aside
weird
from that,
results.
anyway, most of the field won't have been there on their current bikes.
No, well, yeah. If you look down, Aguro hasn't been there. Augusto has. Vietti hasn't. Caranet, I don't know.
Vietti podiumed on his
On the
second ever appearance
third.
on the Moto3 there.
Second or third? I'm gonna have to check that.
Second, it was Buliga's replacement winning after he broke his
Oh yeah, it was
hand through a
second.
glass table.
Yeah. See, like yeah, but the Phillip Island always throws up a weird result. So finally, we might see
Yeah.
Alzarco win. But
Like honestly, we're not like in the lower class, especially. I'd say 80% of them have either never been there on a World Championship bike, or not been there on their current bike.
yeah,
And that's going to throw up so much.
should be so good.
But that's the
that's where
situation
experience comes in. And Sam Lowe's will go, bruh, I'm off.
That's like for all the flyways though.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah, but we had other flyaways, didn't we? Like in 2019 and that.
2019,
And then-
they all went to the same.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But that's what I'm saying. The 2019 was the last real year,
Yeah,
so to speak.
because we haven't had flyways since 2019.
Yeah, exactly. Like that was the last real year. A lot has changed since 2019.
Fair enough. Right, Moto3 quickly. Our boy Harrison Vaught has been confirmed as a wild card.
Happy with that.
Very, very happy with that. I'm not sure if he'll do a world championship at the same
You
time.
can't, I don't think.
I don't
I'm
know.
pretty sure you're not allowed to ride another class if you
But
ride the
it's
World
not a
Championship,
class,
regardless
it's a
of what it
different
is.
championship, isn't it? So,
But
but I
it's still a
think, yeah,
different
'cause
class.
you don't see rookies doing rookies and world championship as well. So, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see if anybody else is doing it because I'd like to see Rueda there, but obviously he can't because he's battling for a championship in the junior GP. He could win it. I just remembered.
Yeah.
Rueda can win the championship this weekend.
Yeah, will win the championship.
Yeah, he will. He will. He's just too damn good. But yeah, so I'm really happy for Harrison Vaught, to be honest. Kind of
Fully
hoping
deserved.
Scott Ogden has a bit more luck this weekend with his team, who
Senna's still there as well, so good, nice Aussie contingent.
yeah, obviously Senna's there,
Misano.
racing Sam, but yeah, hopefully Scotty has a bit more luck with his team who don't know how to set up a bike. Or
Oh, don't.
look
Honestly,
at a clock and send him out at the right time.
Genuinely, it actually boils my piss. It's not hard to look at a clock and think, "Oh, you got to go out at this time."
Oh, the lap time is 1 minute 30. Okay, so if we send you out before 1 minute 30, you'll get to do a
There's
lap.
just no excuse for sheer incompetence, is there? It's that simple.
Don't. It does. It breaks my heart. We spoke to him before Silverstone, and then it just
And that happened.
it's happened now.
And then it happened
Silverstone
again at
happened.
Austria as well.
His snap live on TV was
Excellent.
fully fucking
I
deserved.
loved it.
But he was like a poked bear. What did you expect him to do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was-
BT should have thought, all right, he's pissed off. Let's not do this for a
he
start.
never should have had that.
But
interview.
the views, it matters and all this shit. It's like
But it makes him look like he's this big, like
It makes him
Right,
look.
I don't think
completely.
it did. Honestly, I genuinely believe that will have gained him fans because this is what we wanted to see
yeah.
from him. Because he's been. He's like a mouse sometimes, isn't he, Scott?
He's quite quiet, lad. So it's nice to
Yeah,
see that
he's too-
fire. He's got that fire in him,
Yeah.
you know.
I think
He's just been too meek.
he'd rather his performances do the talking rather than him have.
Oh, I'm sure every rider was, but there's only so much you can take. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that was the end of his rope. Watley's reached early. You know what I mean? Remember that interview where he was talking
Qatar,
about the
wasn't
bike at the start of this? Yeah, and Scott stood next to him like,
Yeah. Scott was like, no. Shush.
yeah, and now he's gone and done it. Like,
Yeah. Oh, it's
I
funny.
think we've both their ropes have been pulled.
Yeah. Also, Moto3, I can't think of anything. Oh, there should.
How did Scott do in Chev last year in Misano?
Good point. I'll find
Am
out.
I right to say he podiumed?
No, you're wrong. He only got one podium, I think, didn't he?
No, because he won one, but he podiumed a couple. Sure.
British. Yeah, no, he crashed. Or he didn't finish. Someone knocked him off. Who knocked him off? Was it Munoz? I think
he was in the podium spots then, wasn't he?
He was up there. He got knocked off. I can't remember.
Yes, I'm sure he got knocked out a second or third. Yeah, you might be right. I think it might have been Munoz.
Yeah.
I think it might have been Danny, not David.
Yeah, I think it was the nice one. But in Moto3 as well, Leopard will be announcing their lineup, and I'm very, very, very excited for one of them.
Super excited for this.
Can't wait. I'm so happy for him, but
I think that also confirms. Yeah, I think it also confirms a Moto2 seat as well. Then, though,
maybe
because
there's a rumor that Lorenzo Dalla Porta is coming back to race for Snipers, not Leopard.
Yes, that's it. That's what I was going to say. Like Dalla Porta's going, like put 2 and 2 together there. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. So Foggia is rumored to be going to Ital Trans. That's the rumor.
Yeah.
I can't confirm the Leopard rider.
Explain that to me, because I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, so I can't confirm the Leopard rider because it's done deal, so I can't. I don't want to fuck anything up there.
It's a bloody good deal.
I'll tell you, Lauren, after
it's the right decision as well.
Yeah, and then the rumor is then that Foggia will race for Ital Trans and Dalla Porta will come back and race for Snipers.
Yeah, because Sura won't have a seat. Is that right? Because he's leaving VR46.
Yeah, he's leaving VR46 at the end of the year, which is alongside Manzi and Antonelli.
Antonelli makes sense. Antonelli's out.
Yeah.
Like, Antonelli will
he's
be lucky
out of
if he gets
Moto2, I think.
Oh, yeah, he's fully out.
Antonelli's going to be lucky if he gets a chip seat.
I think Antonelli will leave that squad and then Minho will go up.
Because Fantech, innit? They won't have the squad.
Oh, yeah, because it's a Renas.
It's going to be a Renas.
Renas is rumoured, yeah.
So where does Minho go?
Home, I don't know.
Because it's Fantech.
Yeah, it's
Vietti will keep his seat, as obviously.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. And a Renas slotting in is a great decision.
If it happens. Obviously, this is all rumours and stuff. This isn't.
Then who's joining Jake then? Which one?
It's going to be one of the.
Basically, they've been told whoever wins the championship gets the seat.
Is getting it?
Yeah. So that's why Arenas is out.
Because Sergio Garcia is happy to stay another year in Moto3, so.
Yeah. I wouldn't want Garcia to stay down. I think it's time for him to move now. He's been there a while now.
Yeah. It's
I think it's time.
I just like the chairs, musical chairs. John McPhee's got some Moto2 offers as well, but depends on
ridiculous in my opinion.
What'll happen.
Well, MV are no longer going to be MV.
Really?
Yeah, MV are pulling their chassis out.
Oh, good. It's crap.
So Forward are going to go to a Boscoscaro.
Oh, really? Where do you? I didn't know that. Okay, interesting.
So that's again not confirmed, but very
Jacob's
likely.
Fake news again. I see.
Yeah, fake news.
Yeah.
No, it's not confirmed, but very likely.
Darren McSee is in talks with teams. I know that.
Yeah, but four Boscoscaros back on the grid is only a good thing.
Yep.
MV throwing that glorified Supersport chassis away, only a good thing.
Yeah.
So happy days.
Yes, interesting.
Moto2 is interesting this year with the musical chairs because there's so much.
Yeah, there's a lot of riders trying to step up and over. And
the other thing is, if Fernandez does get that seat at Gas, who the hell do you put into Io?
Fernandez? Oh, you mean Augusto? Okay.
Yeah.
Io.
If he does get that Gas seat, who would you slot in alongside Acosta?
Guevara.
I heard rumors of Raul going back down. I don't know how true they are.
I've heard but not with KTM.
After the way he lipped them.
Yeah, it won't.
Do you really?
I've heard rumours of him going back down as well, and Remy, but not with KTM. Neither of them are KTM. Yeah.
Raul just wants that championship so he can stop calling himself the moral winner.
Yeah, he'll come back and go, I'm going to win this for real now.
Because that's the big issue.
I could be the moral again.
Neither IO rider in Moto3 is ready to go up to Moto2 with the IO squad, in my opinion. I wouldn't put Masia in the IO squad.
Masia would be the only one who makes sense.
Yeah.
But he's not good enough at the minute. He's just not.
But if you had to pick someone, it would be... If you had to pick someone from Moto3...
See, that's where I would put Dennis Onchu on it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Or Isa Guevara was rumoured as well.
Yeah, Guevara would be a hell of
He'd be amazing on it.
any Moto2 Guevara other than
Guevara's
Asphalt
like
would be a
long legs.
hell of
He's
a good-
big. I reckon he'd like.
He's
he'd
the Joan
do
Mir
so well.
again. He's the Moto3 style
Yeah,
MotoGP rider on a Moto3 bike.
yeah,
You know, he's doing a Joan Mir.
yeah. I mean, maybe Sasaki's a Red Bull rider. There's no reason why Sasaki.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just about to say to you. Sasaki, I think, needs to go up now.
Yeah, I think he will. I can't see him staying another year.
My two would be Onshu or Sasaki to throw up there if
If it opened.
Let's go up.
And what about Senna? You just say I think he's got a shot now.
He should have a seat next year somewhere.
Yeah,
But he could replace Arbolino
maybe, yeah.
because the squad don't like him.
Yeah, God. Right, should we do predictions?
There's so much going on in there.
Just be stirring the pot a wee bit more.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot going on.
But the thing is, a lot of those are in works,
But
isn't they?
Fallon's
Like,
at CIP, I know that.
yeah, Fallon, because didn't they say it on BT or something?
I think they might have. I already knew it anyway.
Gravity announced it on BT or something.
Kelso's out of CIP and into another team that's not Max BRG Racing. They said it was.
Yeah, they said it was Max, didn't
Yeah,
they?
they said it was Max, but it's not. So Kelso's not at Max Racing because he has a better offer from a better team, which intrigues me a lot.
Won't tell me that.
I think I know who it might be, to be honest, but I can't say. But yeah, so we do these predictions. We've got Lauren in for a wild card this week, so she is eligible for points, but yeah, it doesn't really matter because we're like.
Let's see if she gets through the Q2, shall we?
Yeah. So obviously, I've already taken them from Cameron. I did ask Ryan about 2:00 today, and he's not replied. Oh my god, he's just sent them through. Ryan, you babe! For once, we've got Ryan's predictions. Oh my word! I can't believe.
What a hero!
Yeah. So we'll do pole positions in Moto3, and then we do.
Oh, look at
third, second, first.
Matnich's message as well. That Cadwell crash.
Oh god.
Dan Jones has a concussion, a fractured collarbone, but that's no other injuries, kept in hospital.
Yeah.
Happy days.
Fair play. I'm glad to hear.
He got away lucky there.
He did.
Is that the one who had to be airlifted?
Yeah. That one today. Yeah. Fair play.
That's that he got off lightly there.
Yeah, he did. I'm glad.
Happy days. Yeah, very glad.
Yeah. Right. So Moto3 pole positions, please. We'll start with. I'll read out Ryan's and Cameron's first. So Cameron's gone Onshu. Ryan has gone Foggia. Lauren, who are you going for pole position in Moto3?
Foggia.
Foggia, good shout. Okay. And Jacob?
Sasaki.
I don't know. Guevara, why not? Oh, and by the way, as soon as you can't change your mind, Lauren. So
no.
as soon as you say
Once
you say it, it's
mind.
locked in.
I know who I'm picking.
Okay,
Don't worry.
okay, that's cool. Right.
See, I do it off the cuff each time, and I really should start writing it down because I'm lost.
Yeah, you are terrible.
I never think about it. We do predictions as well, and I literally just go, oh, who do I think is going to be up there, and literally pull.
Well, I
predictions.
literally do it as he speaks to me.
I think about it, which is why I'm so far ahead.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah, it does. Imagine that. Right, so third place, I'll start with me. I'm going to go for.
Well, do your entire podium.
Nah.
Sense
No, we do third, second, third. You know this one.
All right, go on then.
Third, I'm going to go Guevara.
Oh,
no, wait, why did I say? I was meant
pick-
to say freaking Garcia, but I've said Guevara, so it's Guevara third.
Locked in.
Great, idiot. Jacob, please, third place.
Onshu.
Okay. Cameron has gone Guevara, Ryan, Foggia, and Lauren.
Saki.
Okay, good shout. Right, what is my computer doing? Right, so Cameron went for second place, Sasaki. Ryan also went Sasaki, which is great. Lauren,
So
second place.
Second place. Garcia.
I see, okay. Jacob's gone with Sasaki, I see.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Foggia. Italian. Right. And the Moto3 Victor, I will go for Onshu. I'm going to say he's going to do it finally. Jacob?
Right, and now it's time for my patented stupid outside predictions.
It's going to be Holgado, isn't it?
Mino.
Mino. Okay, yeah.
That's not a bad shot, you know.
Genuinely.
Just to get someone taking a shot.
Yeah, fair play. Okay.
For the bingo. But yeah, it's time for my my patented outside prediction, so we'll see.
Okay, and what am I doing? Sorry, I'm just trying to do two things at once. Right. Cameron's got Onshu, Ryan has gone Guevara, and Lauren has gone.
Wait, are we second or first?
Winner.
As much as I'd love to hear the Italian national anthem, Guevara.
Okay, interesting.
Do you know what I find most interesting from all our predictions?
What?
Nobody went the Italian-Japanese for any of it.
Oh, what? Yes, Suzuki.
Katsuki Suzuki.
True. He's looking good.
No, he won't overtake for the win.
True. He's he's a sort of defender, isn't he? Okay.
He won't need to.
Okay, so.
Can't see Fodger anywhere near the podium.
No, Ryan's gone with a bit of a left field one here. Okay. Interesting. So.
Well, Moto2.
Yeah, so Moto2 pole position, please. Let's go a different way. Jacob. Arbolino. Okay, that's a very interesting one.
I'm a big Arbolino fan, but I just don't see it happening.
He's quick over one lap.
Yeah.
I'm not putting him on the podium.
Last year.
Okay.
Yeah. Not putting him on the podium. No chance.
Right. Let's go with Cameron, who went Agura pole. Lauren, pole position, Moto2, please. Vietti, okay, good shout. He needs that. He needs to bounce back really after his struggles recently. Okay. I don't know who I've not said. Have I said me? I don't know. Agura I've went for.
No.
And then Ryan went Fernandez.
Fernandez is... I can't put him on pole.
I already
did. 2
poles
no, I didn't. In the entire class. You did last weekend.
Yeah, I did.
Look how that turned out.
Right. So, third place, we'll start with Lauren. We can't put Jesus, unfortunately. He's not actually a rider.
Yeah, he's not racing.
Carol Hannick is racing in EWC now.
I'm going to go Pedro Acosta.
Oh, nice. Oh, I haven't said anything yet because I've written it down. I'm going to change my prediction.
Oh, why did you do that? No, you've got to have what you've written down. No.
Fine. Okay, right. I should just change it and not say anything. Jacob, third place, please.
Right, now this, I'm not sure which Aspar rider to pick.
I forgot about Aspar.
Yeah, I think the same, but not third. Obviously, because I already picked Pedro, but see where you're coming from.
Because I can't decide, I'm going to go neither. I'm going to go Agura.
Agura's always a solid shout. Agura, okay. Ryan went Lopez. Cameron also went Agura, and I've gone Augusto Fernandez. Right, second place, I have gone for Vietti, which I think is a stupid decision. I was going to change it to Costa, but I should cut my mouth shut. Jacob, second place, please. Arenas, okay. Right, Cameron went Fernandez, Ryan went Vietti, and Lauren's going for...
Dixon.
Oh, the other side of the garage. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking Aspar, but I wasn't thinking.
Yeah. Okay. And I'll stay with you, Lauren. Moto2 race winner, please.
I'm a bit unsure because I predicted Vietti for pole, but I'm not be convinced. I'm gonna go with Agura.
Okay. Good shout. Okay. Right. Ryan has also gone Agura. Cameron's gone Vietti. I have gone Alonso Lopez again because I believe in that boy. And Jacob, race winner, please.
Oh, you're all expecting me to say Vietti, innit?
No.
Well, this is what pains me to say this, but Jake Dixon.
Oh my God. Jacob has said Jake Dixon to win a race.
And it hurts.
Oh
It hurts, but
my
I think it's going to be. I don't know. You know when you just got a really.
as well.
Yeah. Do you know when you got a really odd feeling?
Been so good recently. I would love to predict him for the win, but I think from going third so many times to go into the win, just like that, I'm not sure he can do it.
Well,
Vietti's going to crash. Otherwise, I'd picked him.
Well, you sad, but what was it? Fabio Di Gia's first ever points in the class in Moto3 was a podium. So he scored 0.0000 podium. So
yeah, but it was Mugello as well.
it
was Mugello, but still. Right, pole position. This is going to be easy across the board. Okay.
No, it's not.
Oh, for God's sake, Jacob. All right, we'll go with you last. Lauren, who are you going for pole position?
Darko.
Okay, you have broken the trend. Okay, I like it.
I know what the trend is.
He was expecting everybody to say Pecco.
I know what the trend is.
Yeah, okay. So, Ryan, Bagnaia. Cameron, Bagnaia. Me, Bagnaia. And Jacob,
Luca Marini.
Hell yeah.
Oh, it's such a good shot. It's such a good shot.
I love it. Marini will be on the front row.
On a 2-year-old bike.
Fully.
I'd love to see him on the podium.
Oh, yeah.
I'll keep that shot, but yeah.
Thanks for that.
Front row last year on a 2-year-old bike.
Yeah.
See no reason he could. He pull hound anyway, but he's good in qualifying.
Yeah.
Yep.
I see no reason to doubt it.
Okay, good shout. Right, I'm just doing mine quickly. Right, so third place, please, Jacob.
Now, this is the thing. I don't know who to put third because I've got like 3 riders in mind.
Reader's not going to one.
Bez.
Bezecchi again, okay. It's going to be a VR46 rider slog out, really, isn't it?
No, not for second, but...
Okay, right. Cameron's gone Quartararo. Ryan has gone very left field with Alex Rins. Which is, yeah, bit weird.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Honestly, yeah.
It's a strange one, but okay. And Lauren.
It's not, though.
I'm going to go Marini. He was so close to it in the Red Bull Ring. I think if he'd got a better qualifying, when I actually think about it, he's been so good the last few rounds that I think we're on the up. The podium's the next step.
Yeah, I thought I was being edgy by putting Marini, but clearly not. So I've also got Marini. God damn it. Bloody hell. Okay. Second place, Cameron went for Bastianini. Ryan's gone Quartararo because he works for Yamaha. Lauren, second place.
I'm also going to go for Quartararo.
Okay, nice shout. Jacob.
Pecco.
Okay, and I am going for Bastianini as well. I can't spell for shit. Right. And I went Bastianini. Right, race.
Yeah, Bastianini doesn't start with a P.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for that. I'm tired. Right, race winner. We'll start with Lauren, please.
Let me think about this. Who have I put on the podium so far? So we've got Luca Marini and Fabio Quartararo.
There's only one man.
There's 2 options you've got now.
And that's debatable.
Obviously going to be Pol Espargaro.
Yes.
Vargas P.
Alish.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Yes, mate.
Okay. I like it. Because I was
thinking about it. I was like, who can I pick here? And then I was like,
Alish.
Yes.
Well, I was just about to say, as you said Alish, I was going to go, no one's putting Aprilia on the podium, so...
I was literally just thinking there, maybe I should have put Maverick up there as well. But no, I think Alish for the win.
I think Aprilia will be strong, but not podium.
So Jacob's obviously going to put Bastianini.
Or is he?
Okay, who are you going to put?
Yeah, it is Enea.
I just deleted it. Bloody hell. Right, Control Z it is. God, thank God for that. Okay, and Ryan's gone Bagnaia. Cameron's gone Bagnaia. And I've gone for, drumroll please, Bagnaia as well. So, I'm not going to recap all that because I can't be asked. But those...
People have rewind.
Yeah, that's it. Those are our predictions. It's going to be an interesting race weekend. I am very excited for it. Really, really do hope that our boy Harrison Vaught has a really good result because...
One question I did want to throw to you two as well. Are we going to see Antonelli's first points this weekend?
No chance.
See, I disagree.
We are going to see Antonelli's first win.
Yeah. Imagine
Career
though.
podium. No, because
Seriously, imagine.
he'll not
That
know.
would be the biggest surprise result.
Not really. It's Misano, isn't it? It's like...
Oh, yeah, but still. A point would be good. So, when you're talking about someone who is trying to claw their first point in Moto2, imagine he podiums it. Christ.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
No, I think you'll see his first points.
I'm kicking myself for not being a Costa on the podium, to be honest, because after his insane result at Austria as well. Gosh.
It's a less physical track than Austria. Isn't it? It's hard braking, but it's not really leggy. Misano's a bit of both.
Yeah, but he's even more healed now after 2 weeks off.
Yeah, I don't. It's still not there for Misano. That's my theory. I felt fully fit to Costa. I would have put on the podium.
I put him for the dub, to be honest.
Not the shape he's in at the moment. I just can't see it. I think it'll just be a bridge too far.
Okay. So that is the end of this podcast. We probably missed some stuff off, but it's what it is, just deal with it and all that.
Tough tits, like.
But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. Go follow the site and Lap on social media and listen to their podcast as well. And we'll be back next weekend with episode 70. After Misano, when Pecco's won all the races. So yeah, sick. I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. We're back next time.
Go Enea.